Penn State just proved they made a genius move. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron with my buddy Paul. We are the Big Ten guys on the daily, pushing out Big Ten content, news, rumors, analysis, whatever the heck it is, Big Ten football. We're talking about it right here, so don't miss out. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. If you hit that like button, Nittany Lions fans, I guarantee you, you will get a win this weekend. That's right, because you're getting that bye week W, so hit that like button. Besides that, today, genius move by the Nittany Lions we have to jump into. And I don't think everyone, probably Nittany Lions fans, saw this and think, heck yeah, this was smart. Other people, I don't know if they're fully realizing it in college football, but let's jump into it. First and foremost, hang with me at the beginning. All right, Oregon Ducks this weekend. Big game, Civil War as they call it, against the Oregon State Beavers. You might laugh and say, okay, why am I bringing this up? Well, first and foremost, one of their biggest rivalries, obviously in-state, is Oregon State Civil War. Now, is Oregon State great this year? No, not ideal. Oregon's probably going to blow them out. But let's be honest. That is the person, that is the opponent they have to worry about at this given time. They're not worried about Penn State at the moment. They're settled in at week 4. Our opponent is our in-state rival, the Beavers. We can't look past that. We got to focus on the present. We got to focus on the now. That's the first and foremost. And let's not forget, as I said in the intro, we look at the schedule for the Nittany Lions. Guess who the Nittany Lions have this weekend? They have no one. So after their monstrous win against Villanova, guess who they have up? They have up the Oregon Ducks at home, Happy Valley, 7:30, and they got a bye week before that. So they have 2 weeks to prepare for probably their second biggest game of the year. Obviously, Ohio State's going to be huge in the Horseshoe Saturday, November 1st. But we need to give credit where credit is due when it comes to figuring out this schedule. Hey, we're going to figure out 3, let's be honest, cupcake games. Bye week, boom, Oregon, let's roll, baby. Same thing going into Ohio State. After they play at Iowa, which they should be able to roll at Iowa. Iowa is not great this year as of so far, what we have seen so far. They have a bye week, and then they play at Ohio State. Again, another great scheduled bye week for the Nittany Lions. This is genius. They needed this. And I think that is what's going to help Penn State prevail and win the Big Ten. Again, a lot of people have said, well, they've played Nevada, they've played FIU, they've played Villanova. Again, do we truly believe they have opened up their full playbook against those 3 teams? The answer should be no. They have not. And so going into the Oregon game, I think this offense is really going to continue to click and surprise people. You look at Drew Aller. Sure, he's the most he's thrown is 217 yards. But again, let's look at the opponents, and we got to take that in context. So with the big dog in Oregon, having 2 weeks to prepare, having this beautifully planned out bye week before that game is huge. And especially back to the fact I was saying about Oregon, it's not like Oregon can kind of just look past Oregon State, in-state rival. We all understand that in a rivalry game, you can be the best team in the world. But sometimes, you go ask Alabama the times they were spoiled by a crappy Auburn team that came out of nowhere and was able to come get a W against Alabama because they probably overlooked them. That early November FCS team that they played, they kind of looked past them, didn't even think about it, and then looked past Auburn too because they were just as bad. You never know. So they got it. Dan Lanning and his team needs to focus on that before they move on to Penn State. Whereas Penn State, they got plenty of time to plan, getting ready for this big matchup, one of the biggest matchups of the year in college football. So comment below, tell me what you think as you're settling in, you're comfortable. Hey, you're not stressing out on this beautiful bye week for Penn State. I want to hear from you, Nittany Lions fans. What are you thinking of this? Does this bye week actually make you a little more nervous? What are your thoughts? You're going to be watching Oregon. And let's not forget, Dante Moore, this is his first true year starting. You look at that schedule that he has played so far, and have any of these opponents, he played at Northwestern. You cannot tell me that ramshack field that they have next to beautiful Lake Michigan. Not going to dog on Lake Michigan. Love that lake, best lake in the U.S. in the world. But what that stadium fits as they're building their new one fits maybe 15, 20,000. Probably not even that. And then besides that, they've had 2 home games, and then they got to go into Happy Valley after they play Oregon State. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for a first-year starter. So we will see. I think though I like Oregon, though I think Oregon has looked really good, I think there's a lot of optimism on Penn State's side, and they've done a lot of things right, especially when it comes to scheduling leading up to this big-time game. So comment below. Tell me what you think about that, as well as we look into the odds for this game. As of right now, we're going to be tomorrow, a week out from the game, tomorrow night, a week out. We look at FanDuel's odds right now. It has the Nittany Lions favorite at the moment at -3.5, money line -160, and then the over/under is 53.5, which I would tell you, I think that I'm taking the over on that. I think the over is much more realistic. I think is going to be a very high scoring game. And then you look on the other side, 3.5 it's a decent spread in the NFL. I would tell you that's pretty generous. But for college football, I mean, you can see the craziest spreads where it's like, they're playing some garbage team. I mean, Oregon, Penn State, both teams have seen it where it's, a 48.5 point spread. And you're like, holy cow. So again, great news for the Nittany Lions. I think as well, people are seeing like, hey, this is, Oregon's good, but let's see them actually play a solid team. And I think that's also in the same respect for the Nittany Lions. Hey, we need to see them play a worthy opponent. And so this is just going to be two great teams dueling it out, top 10 matchup. I'm incredibly excited for it. Would love to hear from you guys. What this week are you going to be looking for in the Oregon game? What are you going to be watching, keying in on? And then as well, what are you most excited for when it comes to the Oregon-Penn State game? And I guarantee you we'll probably put out another video for Penn State, maybe even Oregon before this game. So we will see. But excited for it. So comment below, ladies and gentlemen. Would love to hear from you. On the way out, do not forget, as always, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any Big Ten content, Penn State content, whatever the heck it may be. Not UCLA content. We haven't done that yet because they lost to New Mexico. We're trying to get them annexed from the Big Ten. So if you have anything else, comment below. Would love to hear from you. Appreciate you. We'll talk later. Peace.